back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi. What's up?
What's up?
Well, it's another week here on the podcast. March Madness is upon us.
Yep.
We're mad as hell. We're not going to take it anymore.
Yep. Oh, boy.
Been exciting so far. Shazam was out this weekend. We didn't go see it.
No.
We were going to, but then we're like,
I don't want to leave. I don't want to go out.
Yeah, so we may not watch that till it's streaming, so.
It's cold outside, so.
Yeah. Any news we need to talk about? Anything going on? The canceled Willow. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I heard it was good.
You say it's a shame you didn't even watch it.
It's not for me, but I feel bad for everybody that was enjoying it.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's on my list of things to watch.
Yeah.
That I just haven't gotten around to, which is a very long list. But we did get around to, we have recently gotten around to a couple of things on that list. Because we watched Umbrella Academy, the third season.
Yeah.
Finally.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was good.
And then we also finally got around to watching Midnight Mass.
Yeah. That made me furious.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've been that angry watching something in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I enjoyed it overall, just because it made me so mad. It's good in what it is, but it's not for me. I don't know. It just made me mad. Yeah. It does what it's doing pretty well.
Yeah. We also watched Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, we did. What'd you think?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's as good as Top Gun.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's an Oscar movie, though.
I don't.
Everybody's saying, like, oh, it was actually really good. And I'm like, it's good. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but guys, I think we're going a little crazy over this thing.
Yeah.
It's a very boomer movie. Like, they're replacing us with the drones instead of nothing as good as a pilot. And especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta go Mach 10 to beat the drones. Like, okay. Okay, Grandpa, let's go. And these kids just aren't as good as Tom Cruise is.
Yeah.
They're just, the young generation just can't do what we did. Like, okay, guys. Chill out. But otherwise, it was good.
Yeah.
We had some fun.
We did have some fun making fun of some parts of it.
Yeah.
I love how conveniently they talk about the enemy and they never say, like, what country, what region, what area of the world it's in, anything. It's just the enemy. And we're like, who? Who's the enemy?
They're doing it.
Who are we talking about?
They're making a uranium factory, guys.
Who?
You know.
The enemy.
It's just like the first one.
Yep. It's like, okay.
That is him.
It's just funny.
But, yeah, it was fun.
And of course, the enemy never talks. There's one part where they do some, like, signs to, like...
They don't say anything.
Don't say anything. You can't see faces. They're just, like, black helmets.
All black helmets. No markings on the planes. Like, nothing.
No markings anywhere. No flags or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. So, like, okay, we get you, Top Gun.
It also...
You want to make money as many places as you can.
Yeah. It also got us laughing. Or you got us laughing. With one little...
simulation.
Yeah. It's really funny.
Yeah. It was a good time.
So we have a new little inside joke that we can pull out.
Yeah. It's hard to explain without spoiling it, so...
And without seeing it also.
Yeah. So write it to us on Twitter. We'll let you know on Twitter.
Yeah.
What our inside joke is.
Yeah. Let us know if you've seen the movie. Yeah, we'll tell you.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into The Mandalorian this week.
Okay.
Chapter 19.
Yep.
Titled what?
The Convert.
The Convert. Who's getting converted? Oh, Grogu?
We'll find out.
A pirate?
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I've just been trying to, like, talk, and I'm just looking at my notes going, this first note makes no sense. Because I forgot one letter. Uh-huh. And it changed the word proof to roof. And I was like, takes water as roof? What? What?
He's gonna make a roof out of the water.
And then I'm sitting here like, was there a part where underwater there was a roof above? What? Proof. It's fine.
Oh, I know what this is. So we last left off with them just getting all the waters, seeing a mythosaur down there, and they're recovering at this point. And he gets some of the water for Roof.
In like a vial.
Yeah.
As proof that he was there at the Living Waters.
And is this where they say this is the way? Because doesn't he say, like, I'm now cleansed or something? And he says this is the way. She says
they're in the ship
now.
at that point.
They're in the ship?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's my first note, and I don't know what it is.
So first, he takes the water as proof. She starts talking about, the bombings when the Empire bombed Mandalore. It must have created some seismic activity.
Yeah.
And she was like...
It wasn't ever this deep.
Yeah, and she was like, did you see anything alive down there? And he's like, nope, didn't see anything. I was too busy falling.
Yeah, I was drowning at the time.
Yeah, sorry, I was drowning at the time. And she's
Forgive me, Your Highness.
And she's like, oh, okay. So they get back up to her ship. That's when they're on the ship. And I don't know what they're talking about at the time.
I don't know. I think it's because he says he's cleansed. And
she says,
like, this is the way.
Yeah, I think there's something about...
And I think he's
taking his can't take his helmet off now.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the way. And she says, this is the way.
And then Grogu says
something.
I think it was this is the way.
But it was like...
I don't know.
Yeah. And yeah. So
I lost my mind.
Are we going to have Grogu speaking?
Oh, just saying this is the way is all I need him to say.
Is he actually going to speak normally instead of like Yoda? Because he's been around people who speak not like Yoda.
Yeah.
So, or is this something that is in their species? They always speak that way.
Does Yoda's species speak that way?
I don't know.
Wasn't there a female Yoda?
There is. I don't know if she said anything. I don't know
that she does. For
I don't
some
know
reason.
if she had a single line. Her name was Yaddle.
Oh.
But I don't know if she... I don't know if she spoke at all.
I don't know.
So...
Yoda seems like a rebel. He seems like he would make his own language.
So is he going to say the way this is?
I don't want him to.
Or is he going to say this is the way?
I want him to say it really cute, whatever he does.
Whatever he says, it's going to be adorable. What are you talking about? Anyway, so they're flying away, and then there's a squadron of TIE interceptors that show up and start shooting at them.
Yeah.
And they're at Kalevala, I think is the name of the planet where her castle is.
Yeah.
So they fly down into the planet, and...
Why are they coming for them?
I don't know.
I don't really know. It's just kind of out of nowhere.
It is out of nowhere.
They're just mad.
They just hate Bo-Katan, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they fly in out of nowhere, chasing them.
Mm-hmm.
They're dogfighting.
They're dogfighting.
Mando's like, I need to get to my ship. So she gets him kind of close, and he jumps down to where his ship is parked on the little helipad kind of thing.
Yeah.
At the castle. So he's able to get in his ship, and they're flying, and they're
dogfighting.
They're fighting against these guys.
Yeah.
Take them all down.
Mm-hmm. Then they notice there's a couple bombers off to the side, and they're bombing her castle.
Bomb her castle. And she's like, that's my home. Yeah. And I was like, you're Robot Butler!
Yeah, nobody cared about the Robot Butler except us. Yeah.
What did he ever do?
Yeah, he just wanted to make everybody happy.
He just wanted to buttle. Just leave him to it. But yeah, they bomb her castle. She's real pissed off. So she flies after them, but then there are a bunch more that show up.
Oh, yeah.
And so they have to fly off into hyperspace, basically, to get away from them.
Yep. They're going to a safe place he knows about.
Yep. And that is the last time we see them for a while. Because now we go to Coruscant. Mm-hmm. And there's Dr. Pershing. He's the clone guy from the previous seasons.
Yeah. Working with, what's his name?
Yeah, working with Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Doing his cloning stuff.
And what's that actor's name? The German actor?
I know who you're talking about, and I can't think his
name.
Because I have another name in my head, and it's definitely not that.
I wanted to say Hans Gruber.
I did too! I swear Hans Gruber is in my head. Why?
I don't know.
It's not Hans Gruber.
It's not. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have to look it up. Because I cannot think of...
Paul F. Tompkins does a really good impression of him.
Everybody does a good impression of him.
Well...
You could probably do a good impression of him.
No. I'd just do a Paul F. Tompkins impression.
That works too. Now I don't even know what to look up because I want to be like...
Werner Herzog.
That's it.
Yeah, I got it from Paul F. Tompkins' impression.
Nice.
Probably Werner Herzog.
Nice.
So yeah,
it's that guy that worked for them. He's given some like presentation at first.
Yeah.
But then after he leaves there, he goes to Amnesty Housing because he's, he worked for the Empire and now he doesn't anymore. Because I guess when Moff Gideon got caught, everybody else that worked with him also got caught.
Yeah.
And
now they're converting them to the Republic.
To the New Republic.
The way this is set up, stupid. They just have them all together. Yeah. Like, have them all just like, y'all just go ahead and talk about whatever. Nobody's overseeing them.
Yeah. Everybody who worked for the Empire, we're just going to stick you in one place together so that you can make plans to do bad things.
We're not going to monitor you, really.
We're going to have robots asking you questions occasionally.
About how you're doing.
And if you've thought about doing bad things.
Yeah.
And if you say no, then they're going to go, okay, that sounds good.
Yep.
Whether you actually have been thinking about doing bad things or not.
Yeah, no trackers. You can go wherever you want, basically.
Yeah.
So have fun. Like, thanks for rehabbing. Like, okay.
Yeah, this is a terrible idea.
This is ridiculous. Like, no wonder the Empire keeps coming back. Like, because the Republic sucks at, like, not letting this happen. It's why it keeps happening over and over again. This is why a whole new Death Star got built. Because those idiots can't stop them from doing it.
Yeah, so these people are just going to eventually all plan to start the First Order.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the birth of the First Order. Because they're dumb as hell.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's someone else from Moff Gideon's ship there.
Yeah.
A girl.
Yeah.
So they kind of start hanging out together.
Mm-hmm.
They go off. They go to the park together. They have some really weird popsicle things.
Yeah.
That it was like,
you're obviously not real.
You're clearly licking plastic.
Yeah. It's weird. She got him some, like, ration biscuits or something that he really liked.
Yep. Travel biscuits,
yeah.
Because he liked the yellow travel biscuits. And so he opens his door one day and there's a big box of yellow travel biscuits.
Yeah. And he seems like he actually really wants to help out the Republic, but he wants to continue his research also.
Yeah, because he thinks that he has these ideas that what he was working on before can help the New Republic now if they will just let him keep on with his cloning research.
Yeah, because his mom died of some disease or something, and so that's what inspired him, and he just wants to help.
Yeah.
Even though he seemed very evil, like in previous seasons, like he seemed weird.
He was the least evil of all the people because he was the one who didn't want them to kill Grogu.
I guess so. Who would want?
Because everybody else was like, kill the child. And he's like, why?
Yeah.
So I can see how would be kind of a goodish guy, maybe. But anyway, so he asks the robot if it would be okay for him to continue with his cloning research. And the robot said no.
No, that's nah.
It's forbidden, so you can't do that. And he's like, well, crap, I guess I won't do my life's work. But
the girl's like, we should totally continue it if you believe in it. We're here to help the Republic.
If you think it's going to help the New Republic, then you need to do. It's one of those, what is it, ask for forgiveness, not for permission kind of deals. So she's like, if you start working on it and you discover something great, they're going to be happy about it.
Yeah, it supersedes all else is helping the New Republic.
Exactly. So she's like, I've got an idea. We can go out to the, like, junkyard. Because they've just left a bunch of ships out there.
Another issue I have with the New Republic. They just leave stuff out there.
Yeah. So we'll go out there. We'll get the stuff you need from a lab. Because there's going to be a lab out there.
I thought there would be, like, just miscellaneous lab stuff out there, just kind of strewn around.
No. But anyway, so she's like, all right, let's go. Try not to act real suspicious and stuff. And so
he immediately acts suspicious.
Yeah.
Nobody stops.
But nobody stops them until there are these droids they're on like a train.
Mm-hmm.
There are these droids that show up, they're asking for tickets, and they just clearly are running from these droids.
Yes.
So the droids are like, that's weird.
So the droid slowly walks toward them. It's like,
But they make it to the end of the train, and it just so happens to be at the junkyard where they jump off.
I was lucky. And they luckily jump onto a padded box, basically.
Yeah. So there they are. There's the junkyard. In the junkyard, they walk over. There's this big Star Destroyer.
Of course. They're just leaving it there. It doesn't fly, but there's so much stuff on it.
Because, they walk up to it, and he's like, there are no guards?
Exactly. Why
and
are
she's
there
like,
guards?
No, they don't have a need for guards. The ships are inoperable. It's like, but do you know, there's so much stuff on those ships.
Seriously.
People could just, be taken.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Unless somebody called away all the droids and was like, don't go around this. I need time to go get stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
As we find out later, maybe. But I don't believe it. I think the Republic's just stupid. And I think they just leave all their weapons out there and everything.
Yeah. Would not be surprised. Let's leave all of these people together in one housing unit. Yeah. And let's leave all of these things with no guards.
All their stuff out there on a planet with trillions of people, or 8 trillion people.
With so many people on it that every inch of the whole planet is covered.
In city,
except for, the top of the highest mountain.
Yeah. Which, a planet made of all city also doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because they shouldn't be powerful, because they rely completely on outside planets. If somebody cut off their supplies, they're screwed. They have no food. They don't have farming. They can't do anything.
Yeah, they rely on...
They rely completely on outside. That city would fail so fast if they just made anybody mad at all.
I guess if there are, greenhouses or something, we don't know exactly what else.
Maybe, I guess. But you gotta feed trillions of people.
So many people.
A couple greenhouses, not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless, a whole side of the planet is just greenhouses and, farms that are above the ground for some reason, instead of utilizing the actual ground. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of problems with this stuff.
Well, I've never liked Coruscant very much anyway, so let's just be real.
I never did like Coruscant.
I like all the planets equally. And then, earlier that day, I never cared for Coruscant.
I never did care for Coruscant.
Oh, man. Anyway, so they get inside there. She finally introduces herself. It's like they've been hanging out for weeks, and finally we find out she's Elia Kane. That's her name. It's like, okay, cool, I guess. Glad that we finally found out what your name is, and we'll probably never see you again, but I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
I think we will.
Probably. So they get inside, they find the lab, he starts taking the stuff that he needs.
Packs it up in a little box.
Yep.
Very convenient.
So they're ready to go. They start heading out, but there's a noise in the hallway. Uh-oh. So they start running down the hallway. They finally get out. They're running down, the little gangway kind of thing.
Oh, your gangway, yeah.
And they get caught.
Yep, surrounded by guards.
Yep, and they're like, you're under arrest, Dr. Pershing. And he's like, oh, crap, okay. But guess who's not under arrest?
Yep.
Elia Kane.
Yeah.
Why? Because she betrayed him.
Yep, she set him up.
So they take him to some hospital place, whatever.
These guards were working for her. Are they also bad? Because I'm assuming she's bad.
See, that's what I assumed is she's bad. That she's actually, maybe she's some kind of weird double agent. I don't understand. I don't understand it.
I think she's bad.
Because I just assumed she's still working for the Empire.
Yeah, but it was just weird that the guards were like, we'll let you go. We know you. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she set it up hey, I think this guy's gonna go steal some stuff. I'm gonna help him and give him a chance to not do it, maybe. But if he does it, you gotta arrest him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But she's betrayed him, basically.
Doesn't make any sense.
And I'm assuming, and she took the stuff from the lab.
Yeah.
So now she has that.
Yeah. So they had to have been in on it.
But I mean, is she taking that herself, or did she turn that over to him?
No, I think she's taking it herself and giving it over to the New Order or whatever it's going to be.
But why are they letting her take it?
They should. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they must be working with her. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't like the storyline.
I'm not a fan of this episode.
Kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, because I know there's probably going to be a point to it at some.
Yeah.
Further down the line.
The big bad. So.
But.
Maybe she'll be the big bad.
She cannot be the big bad. That's just dumb. And she's the big bad. I'm sorry.
She has abs. We know this.
She does have abs.
She can be a threat.
Because we did not see the abs in this.
Yeah.
But she was in Ant-Man
recognized her as
yeah, because I was like, why does she look so familiar? I know I've seen her before very recently. She was the ab girl, Gentara. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because basically anytime she was on screen in Ant-Man, I was just going, dang, her abs are like crazy. So, oh man.
So anyway, he gets put in a mind flayer. Basically, yes. They're like, "It's not a mind flayer." He's like, "This is totally a mind flayer, guys." They're like, "Okay, we repurposed it a little bit.
Yeah,
at low levels, it'll just make you happy."
Yeah, and so it's just gonna make you forget whatever, you know.
No, it doesn't make them forget.
Not forget, but just
calm them down.
Yeah, calm them down. Yeah,
get them more on their side.
Yeah,
more willing to cooperate.
Because he's like, I don't want to forget stuff. You know, they're like, oh, don't worry, it's not gonna do that. We're gonna put it on a low level. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, and so they do that.
And he seems to be doing okay. Leave and they leave alone.
Why?
And they leave her at the controls. Even though, should she be there? I don't know. She's apparently a higher up now. I don't understand how any of this happened. This is why the Republic fails.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they just leave her alone right next to the controls. She turns it up to 11, because of course she does.
Of course.
And I guess he's just having his mind erased.
Yep, basically.
So.
Cool.
I hope that somebody has, I mean, if they're going to be continuing the cloning technology kind of stuff, I hope somebody knows what they're doing, because he's not going to know it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, she probably has somebody that takes care of it. But they're going to come in, he's not going to have them, and we're really going to be like, this is fine. I'm sure everything's good with
and
this.
She's going to be gone, and they're going to be like, I wonder who could have done that.
Yeah. Well, that was weird. Anyway.
Guess somebody messed up. Oopsie.
We should probably give our amnesty people guns. Let's just give them guns, too. Just in case there's flies or something they need to shoot.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. The Republic, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, the only person I really believe in is Mandalorian at this point. He should be running things. And Grogu.
Anyway, so speaking of Mandalorian, let's get back to him. Yeah. Because finally, at the end of the episode, we get back to him and find out what he's up to. He has taken Bo-Katan and Grogu, of course, to the other Mandalorians that are in hiding.
Yep.
And they're like, you can't be here. You're an apostate.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, so he was supposed to be the apostate, even though...
Yeah. He's like, I just saved y'all from that turtle thing that would have killed everybody. Yeah. Because y'all suck.
Yeah. So anyway, he's like, okay, but I've been to Mandalore. I bathed in the living waters. I have proof.
Here's the waters.
And Bo-Katan's like, I was a witness to it. And so they're like, fine, we'll let you talk to the armorer. So they take him in there. And she tests the waters or whatever. She's like, okay, I guess you weren't lying. This is it. So he's like, she asks, did you bathe in the waters? And he's like, yep, went in there, tripped, fell all the way down, but I was fine, And
bathed in them still.
She jumped in and saved me and all this stuff. But yep, I bathed in the waters. And she's like, all right, you're redeemed. And then she's like, and Bo-Katan, you're redeemed also. So you can join us if you want. And
she didn't take her helmet off the whole time.
That's true.
Because they got in a fight.
They haven't taken their helmets off since. So they're both redeemed. They're both able to rejoin the whatever their little order is. And
still would have been great if she'd have been like, oh, no. Just takes off her
helmet off.
Nope, like, not part of your group. No.
I was kind of thinking she might do that, which would be really funny. Be like, oh, no, I don't want that.
No, thank you.
Helmet straight off. Oh, boy.
So that's pretty much it, I guess.
Yep.
So, see what the next episode brings.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's move on to our movie of the week. This week we watched Pinocchio, the Guillermo del Toro version. Nailed it first time.
Yeah. So, there have recently been several versions of Pinocchio that have come out.
Should we have done the other one? Maybe.
This is the one that got the Oscar, for Best Animated.
It's really the only one that got good reviews out of all of them.
Yeah.
There was a Disney one with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is Geppetto, so you would think this is great.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be good. Apparently, no.
But also, if you just look at the trailers for it, it's like, oh no, Tom Hanks is the only good thing it's got going for it, honestly.
Yeah.
And then there was another one.
Yep. A Pauly Shore version.
As Pinocchio.
That is hilarious.
It is.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. I never want to watch it.
No.
But I love watching clips from it.
Yeah.
Because it's silly.
Yep. he runs off at one point and just says, skitty.
As he's jumping out the window onto a horse.
Yeah. It's just very Pauly Shore. Like, everything you remember about Pauly Shore, still doing it.
Yeah, but I never remembered Pauly Shore going, skitty.
Oh, I for sure would see him doing that. Like, I don't, that specifically, but that's so Pauly Shore to just do stuff
I just don't know who. First of all, I don't know who decided to have Pauly Shore as
Russia.
Pinocchio, as a child puppet.
Yeah.
When he's like, I don't know, probably like...
He's in his 50s now, at least.
55 or so? I don't know. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah.
But playing a, like, 10-year-old child puppet.
Yeah.
They also have Napoleon Dynamite as a horse.
Jar Heater.
So...
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a weird one. Mm-hmm.
So we did not watch that one either.
Nope.
But we did watch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which is a stop-motion animation.
Mm-hmm.
It took, like, I read somewhere it said 15 years, but then I read somewhere else it said 10 years to make, so really? Probably 10 years. Maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know.
It's very pretty. Very pretty movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you say it's very pretty.
Well, except for the nightmares.
Yeah, and some of the faces on these people is just real weird, but I don't know. It seems pretty on brand for the director. So yeah. So what happened in Pinocchio? Nobody knows what happened in a Pinocchio movie. Well, nobody knows.
Not what happened in this one.
If you've... If you're thinking of Disney's Pinocchio, it's not that.
Nope.
It's not even the original Pinocchio.
No.
By Carlo Collodi.
Yeah.
There's a Carlo in it, though.
There is. I guess it's homage to him.
Maybe. So, we start off, we find out Geppetto lost his son Carlo during the Great War.
Yep.
It's like...
He was bombed.
Okay.
Specifically.
Because it starts off and he's like at this tree.
Yeah.
There's a gravestone under it. It's Carlo, and he's mourning at the tree, or at the grave, and someone is telling the story. Mm-hmm. Then we get to see flashbacks of when Carlo was alive.
Yeah.
So we get to see them, being all happy together and everything.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
He just wants to hang out with his dad and, be a good kid. Mm-hmm. He helps him.
Townspeople like him.
Yep.
Everybody likes this kid.
He gets like a free pear from this guy at the market.
Because he's a great kid.
He's a great kid.
Yeah. Which really makes Pinocchio the worst.
The worst, yeah. Yeah.
Because we know it's not environment. Geppetto raised a great kid. Pinocchio just sucks.
Well, it could be environment also, because,
maybe.
Anyway, so he helps his dad, like, cut down the trees that he makes all of his wooden things with. Yeah. Because he's not technically a puppet maker. He does other stuff, too.
Yeah, he's just kind of a wood
He's a wood carver.
Yeah.
So he Geppetto tells him, when one life is lost, another must grow. Mm-hmm. So he's like, we have to pick the perfect pine cone and replace the tree that we just cut down with this new life.
Yeah, you can't have the blemishes, because he gets one that's not a perfect pine cone. He's like, no, that one's like... Which I thought was going to be a metaphor, like, even the broken ones can turn into something beautiful.
No. It's got to be perfect.
Just throw that thing out of here.
Get that out of here.
I want that perfect pine cone or nothing.
We can't plant that.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
If you're not perfect, get out.
Get out of here. Yeah. So Geppetto goes off. He's working on this crucifix for the church in town. Mm-hmm. And so while he's working on it, Carlo's there helping him. And he's like, oh, and I found something that you should look at. And he puts it in the bucket and sends it up to his dad. And he looks at it, and it's the perfect pine cone. So he's like, oh, wow, this is great. And then it starts like storming. And then there's some rumblings.
Yep.
And Geppetto's like, we should probably get out of here. Yeah. And so they start leaving. And Carlo goes back because he dropped the pine cone.
He is kind of klutzy. If we can put one knock on Carlo, he's a bit of a klutz. Can't catch. Drops pine cones.
What did he not catch?
He threw the pine cone down to him he was up top.
That's literally the only thing.
And he was like,
now
made those noises.
He did not make those noises. Anyway, Anyway, so he goes back for the pinecone. The church gets bombed and he's dead.
Yep.
So we're just starting off with some child death.
Yeah, which it was like his village wasn't supposed to be bombed.
No.
The planes just had to drop a bomb to lighten up their ballast.
Their payload.
But really? You didn't check to make sure there's not a village underneath you before you drop a bomb? And we don't know whose planes they were, if they were Italy's or another country. But yeah, really, really bad job there by the plane guy.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
So, church is bombed.
Mm-hmm.
Carlo dies.
Really, Carlo's the only thing that gets destroyed there.
Yes.
And the pews.
The church is still standing.
Church is fine.
They can rebuild.
Crucifix is fine.
No, crucifix
Jesus
is
lost
messed
an
up.
arm.
He lost an arm.
But, I mean, come on. He got bombed. He lost an arm from a bombing. He's doing fine.
And also, all these people are like, oh, you haven't, later to Geppetto, you haven't fixed the crucifix. He's like, my child died.
Yeah, he was bombed in front of it.
What are you expecting from me? Just leave me alone. Let me drink my booze under this tree.
Yeah,
okay?
He goes full drunk.
He becomes a drunkard,
It's bad, yeah. He's in a bad way.
He's in a very bad way. But he does find the pine cone, the perfect pine cone that belonged to Carlo, and he plants it at the grave.
Yeah.
And it grows up. So, obviously, you know that a lot of time has passed. He looks the same age.
He does.
He was old already
even on his
when
deathbed,
he had Carlo.
he looks exactly the same.
Yes.
So
Spoilers.
Spoilers. I'm getting you prepared, because get ready.
Oh my gosh. This movie is a roller coaster. Oh my goodness. So yeah, he plants the pine cone, it grows into a tree, and then we finally get to see who has been telling the story. This is Sebastian J. Cricket.
Yes.
Voiced by Ewan McGregor.
Yes. I don't like crickets. I don't like seeing him portrayed as a real cricket. Give me cartoony cricket, because otherwise, gross. I hate real crickets.
Why?
They are so annoying.
Okay,
have you never had crickets in your room somewhere?
There's one and you're like, where is it?
Yeah, you can't find them. They're hiding in the worst place, making noise constantly.
You're trying to sleep and all you hear is...
Yes, I hate them so much. So, did not endear me to Jiminy or Sebastian. Yeah.
So do you liked it every time you liked it every time he got squished? This cricket is immortal.
I wish it had gone
I'm sorry.
farther. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I don't know how he survives some of the things that happens to him.
He's very strong. But to be fair, crickets are also kind of like that. You think you get them, and then there's still next night you hear a cricket. They're tough. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Crickets are tough.
So anyway, he makes a home. He makes his home in the tree. He puts some little. He has these little portraits of people.
Of human people.
And,
yeah.
puts them on the wall.
I guess riders, maybe, since he's a rider.
Because, he's a writer. He's going to live here while he writes his great novel. Yeah. Whatever. And he's got everything set up. And his little bed, and his little teeny tiny lantern and everything. Yep. And he just sets it up in a hole in the tree. And that's his new home. Geppetto, he hears Geppetto down below him. Geppetto is drunk.
He's wasted.
He's so wasted. It's the middle of a storm. But yeah, he's wasted. He also notices that there are these old spirits in the forest that are watching him. Yeah. And they are floating eyeballs. And I was like, I'm
very strange.
Don't like that.
Yep.
So, anyway, after he has seen all of these weird spirits in the forest, he's got Geppetto crying under the, at the trunk of the tree. He's like, well, gotta get started on that novel. Yeah. So he starts writing, and then all of a sudden the whole tree shakes. Yeah. Because Geppetto is chopping down the tree.
Yeah. He's like, I'll make my own boy.
I'll make another Carlo.
Yeah.
And so, he chops down the tree. He starts making a wooden boy from it. He doesn't finish it. Sebastian J. Cricket jumps out and watches all of this. Yeah. He gets smashed by a cuckoo clock at one point. Of course he does. And he, like I said, he doesn't finish it completely.
Yeah, because he pretty much passes out, I guess.
He's like, I'll finish it tomorrow. Yeah. And then he starts walking toward his bedroom and he just passes out. Yeah. But, part of his ear is not done and the back of his head isn't done.
He's got a bunch of nails in his back and stuff. Come on, Geppetto.
Come on, man.
I feel like he should fix that later, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Probably. Anyway, so
it obviously doesn't hurt him to do it.
So he's passed out. Mm-hmm. And that's when the spirits show up. They start wandering around. Mm-hmm. Sebastian's like, get the heck away.
As
You're
he should.
Freaking everybody out, man.
Weird.
And they all come together and they form like this version of the Blue Fairy.
Yeah.
Which is really weird looking.
And she is a nightmare to look at. Yes.
And she's got like eyes all along her wings that blink occasionally. It's like,
real creepy.
Still don't like it.
She's like wearing a mask face. Yeah. And it's like, what's behind that mask?
Don't want to know.
Why is it going to be more terrifying than what I'm looking at right now?
Don't want to know.
Hate this.
Yeah. So, yeah.
She looks over like the lost and wandering souls and stuff. And she feels bad for Geppetto.
She does. And so she's like, well, I'm going to turn his little wooden boy into, or not a real boy, but I'm going to give him a soul, basically.
Yeah.
And the cricket's like, okay, but that's my home, like right there, because the hole is still there.
Yeah.
And it's like basically the heart of the boy. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, well, since you already live in the heart of the boy, you can look after him. Mm-hmm. And if you do this and you do a good job, make sure he's a good boy, then I'll give you one wish.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, sure, it sounds good.
Yeah. She's like, I'll make you famous. Like, all your writings, you'll have fame and fortune.
Exactly.
He's like, yeah.
Or, he can wish for those things if he wants to.
If you want him.
Yeah. So then she brings him to life. Brings Pinocchio to life.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside. Dang it. So I keep wanting to say brings him to life again, but I'm like, I can't do it.
Okay.
Stop.
See with all those eyes.
Oh, man. So in the morning, Pinocchio's alive. Mm-hmm. And he goes to find Geppetto.
No, Geppetto goes to find him.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because Geppetto wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
Clamoring.
There's stuff like
up top.
That's right.
Can't find the puppet. And Pinocchio comes out like a spider monster.
Oh my god.
And it's a nightmare.
It is so terrifying.
Again, I'm going to use nightmare a lot because that's what this movie is.
Yes.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. And so, he comes out, and Geppetto is obviously frightened.
As he should be.
As he should be. And then the cricket kind of, like, peeks out from the heart of the wooden boy. And he's like, my son is full of cockroaches!
Yeah, he's got roaches in him, too.
So, he's freaking out.
Yes.
And then he's like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. Pinocchio comes downstairs, and he starts singing.
Oh my gosh.
Every song in this was...
not great songs.
a banger. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Far. Oh. So far from a banger.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are not memorable. I will forget every single... I don't remember a single thing.
It's something about I'm a boy.
He's going around, he's like picking up things and asking, what is this? What does it do, basically?
Let me smash this.
And so...
smashing everything.
Yeah, so I forget what exactly he picks up first, but Geppetto tells him what it is, and then he
picks up a vase and just chunks that, throws the flour out of the way, chunks the vase. Oh, that's what it was, yeah. A vase. A vase.
He grabs a hammer, and he's like, what does it do? And he's like, it smashes things. So he just starts smashing all of these, like, glass bottles and stuff. It's like, you're just destroying everything.
He's the worst.
I hate you.
Yeah.
And then he, like, picks up a chamber pot, and he's like, what is this? What does it do? And
he's like, no,
you don't want to know. He sticks it on his head. Yeah. It's like, oh, you don't know where that's been, but okay. I think he asked, like, what the axe does or something too. Yeah. I can't remember. Anyway.
Or not.
Or maybe he just, at some point, an axe almost gets embedded in Geppetto.
Yeah, because Geppetto took the axe up to the
okay,
attic,
that's what it was.
Because he's like, I got a weapon, and it falls down on him and stuff.
Anyway, it's weird.
Yeah.
So he just starts destroying everything. Mm-hmm. And Geppetto's like, he hears, like, the church bells. He's like, I gotta go to church. I'm just gonna put you in this cupboard, and I'm gonna go. You can't go. You stay here. So he heads off.
Yeah. And Pinocchio smashes through it.
And he's like, I'm going to church.
Yeah.
And
Jiminy's like, dude, you gotta obey your father. Stop.
His name's not Jiminy.
Whatever, I don't care.
the cricket's like, no, you're supposed to obey your father. And he's like, what's obey? And he's like, you have to do what you're told. And he's like, not going to do that. I'm going to church. And so Jiminy's like, no, you have to obey your father. And so he starts like singing this song.
Yeah.
And he gets like one line into it.
When my father.
And then the door just smashes him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if this is a running gag, I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
Newsflash, it was.
Yeah.
And every time I was like, oh, what's going to happen this time? So yeah, he goes off to church.
Yeah.
People at church see him and are immediately like, it's a demon, it's an abomination, witchcraft, unholy.
They should. They even maybe take it a little too lightly.
Yeah. Oh, too far. I don't think too far because they're just like,
it's a wooden doll wandering around.
It's true.
I would be freaking out. Be like, what is this magic? Well, today maybe you can make it like a robot with it.
Yeah.
But back then, no, that's insane stuff.
That's witchcraft.
That's witchcraft, baby. You got yourself some witchcraft.
But I mean, it's in the church. So surely it can't be too bad if he's able to even walk into a church.
I've seen vampires in churches. Not in real life.
I'm like, what churches have you been going
TV
to?
shows and such.
Okay, anyway,
so I don't know what the rules are.
No. So they basically are like, get out of here.
Yeah. They're like, dude, you can't even finish the crucifix. I was gonna say, but you can make a talking boy. Talking
wooden puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And this is where we first meet the... What is he? The like military guy? Yeah.
Something like that.
It's Ron Perlman.
It is.
As an Italian, like, military guy.
Yes.
Not even trying to be Italian.
None of them try to be Italian. Pinocchio's British.
Yeah. It's weird.
He's a British boy.
Nobody is even, like, worried about it at all.
No, nobody cares.
Everything is completely based on Italy on this.
Occasionally you'll hear somebody go, like, oh, buongiorno.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
The townspeople they'll speak in Italian occasionally.
Yeah.
But, yeah, everybody else is like,
Most of the time it's just, no, this is English all the way.
We're just going to do whatever we want here.
Oh, by the way, Geppetto is played by...
Walter Frey?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. Bradley.
Cooper.
No, it's something Bradley, I think. But
I have no idea what his name is.
He's also in the Harry Potter movies because he's
oh yeah,
Filch. So every time he would talk, I'd be like, I recognize his voice, but I couldn't figure it out. But so he has a pretty distinctive voice. David Bradley. Christoph Waltz is in it also.
Yes, he is.
But we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
And also Tilda Swinton is the...
Oh yeah, she was the Blue Fairy
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see this guy, the Podesta is what he's called.
Yeah.
And he has a son named Candlewick.
Yeah.
Which is Finn Wolfhard.
Mm-hmm.
Did not recognize him at all.
No.
But he shows up at the cottage with, I think the priest is with him.
Yeah.
And they sit down to have some hot chocolate. And Geppetto's like, oh, everything's fine. He's a good boy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's like, he's undisciplined.
Yes.
He needs discipline. He needs to go to school.
He needs to be
a good Italian boy.
A model fascist youth.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
This is taking place during World War II.
Yep. Rise of Mussolini and all that. That's what the Pinocchio story needed, was more fascism. A lot of Hitler saluting.
Yeah. It was a choice.
It was.
So Candlewick is talking to Pinocchio and he's like, they're sitting by the fire, they're drinking hot chocolate. Pinocchio is like mimicking him basically, doing everything.
Because he's trying to be a real boy.
Exactly. And he's like, why don't you get a little closer to the fire?
Mm-hmm. Stick your feet up there.
His feet burn off.
Yep. Just completely burned off.
Yep. So he ends up having to make him new feet the next day. But anyway, he's like, he's not disciplined. You need to send him to school. And then they leave. So... that night, Sebastian tells him that Carlo died because he's like, oh, he lost his son. He's like, he lost him. Where, how can you lose a little boy or whatever? He's like, no, he died. He's like, oh, okay.
So he's carrying this big burden on him.
Yeah.
That's why he's so sad.
Yeah, so he asks him, like, what's a burden and everything, and he kind of tries to explain it.
Yeah.
And then the next day, it's time for him to go to school. But the Geppetto's going to be working on the crucifix in the church, fixing it all up and everything.
Yeah, so they gotta do that first.
Yeah, so they go there so he can start working on it. He's like, all right, it's time for you to go to school. Here's a book for you.
It was Carlo's book.
Yep.
That he gave him on his first day of school. And Carlo loved it. And and he read through it all the time.
Yep.
Pinocchio could not care.
Does not care. He's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. What is it? He's like, it's a book. And he's like, okay. And then he just walks on.
Yeah. Pinocchio could not have annoyed me more in this movie.
Oh, gosh, it's so annoying.
I was not rooting for Pinocchio. Like, I get it. He's a kid, hasn't had any discipline and all that. And
he yells so much.
Just kind of does it on. He does yell a lot. He's always talking. It's just like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch a movie with this.
So anyway, as they're walking through town, there's this weird carnival monkey on the roof.
Yes.
And he's watching them, or
hanging up signs. Well, it's played by Cate Blanchett.
Yes, but it's a boy.
Yes.
He's just watching everything. Goes back to the carnival. That's where we meet Count Volpe, who is Christoph Waltz.
Yes.
And he is the leader of the carnival or whatever. And the monkey is named
Spazzatura.
I couldn't remember. So the monkey tells him basically there's a little wooden boy living in the town.
A living puppet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's like, we gotta go get that puppet. So he heads off. Oh, and also he starts like singing. He sings this song. And I'm like,
I don't remember.
I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
I Was a King.
Yeah.
I think was part of it. That's basically all I remember.
I don't know.
So anyway, while they're at the church, this is before he goes off to school, while they're there, he is looking up at the crucifix and he's like, when we were here at the church, they were singing to the crucifix. They were singing to this man. And he's like, he's made of wood like I am. So why do they sing to him, but they hate me?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, first of all,
fair.
The crucifix isn't talking and dancing around and stuff.
Yeah. Doing mocking Jesus with this crucifix.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
he totally T-posed on him.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. Because as soon as he goes into the church in front of everybody, goes up to the front, sees the crucifix, and just
T-poses.
Hands spread out, just looking at
like Henry Cavill in Man of Steel.
Why?
Just goes total T-pose.
No wonder they hated him.
Yeah.
That's okay. I get it now. I forgot about that part.
And if you think this is the last time he'll be compared to Jesus, you're wrong.
Oh no.
Get ready, guys.
Oh. Yikes. Anyway, so since he heard about Carlo and everything, he's like, I'll be like Carlo. I'll be a good boy. And he heads off to school. He heads off to school. He immediately skips school.
Yeah. He's like, oh, school sounds bad.
Because Count Volpe shows up and he's like, how about you go to the carnival instead? And he's like,
you can have some hot chocolate. It'll be great.
That sounds wonderful.
You can go back to school later.
Exactly. He signs a contract.
Of course. By drawing a sun.
A smiley sun.
Yeah.
Smiley face sun. So he goes to the carnival. Like I said, they put on a show and everything. He's their star. And Geppetto is like, wait, he's supposed to be in school. Because somebody, I think the Podesta shows up and is like, hey, he wasn't at school. You said he was going to be. He's like, I sent him there. I don't know. He wasn't there. So he goes looking for him. Finds him at the carnival. Yeah. Oh, he finds the book.
And under the book is Jiminy Cricket, who, again, it's Jiminy. Of course, he got crushed by the book.
Yeah, when he dropped it on his way to the carnival.
Running gag.
And he's like, where is he? He's at the carnival.
Where is he?
Geppetto runs and starts like walking off. Steps immediately on the cricket.
Yeah.
It's like, this poor cricket.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I know you hate him, but whatever.
I hate crickets.
So he goes to find him. Pinocchio lies about why he didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And so, of course, his nose grows.
Nose grows.
And he can't see it himself, apparently. Or at least he acts like he can't see it. Because he's like, your nose is growing. He's like, no, it's not. And it just keeps growing.
I mean, that's just a kid thing. Of like, we confront, they're like, no, I did not.
But at the beginning when Geppetto was telling the story to Carlo, it kind of, the way he was talking about it, it sounded like he was telling him some story about a hedgehog whose nose grew when it lied.
Oh, I missed that.
And it couldn't see that the nose was growing.
Oh.
And so that's what I thought it was.
Well, I'm pretty sure he can see
but
it. But
then later on, he can. So I'm like,
it from his face.
Because I'm like, well, can he see it or not? Get your story straight. Come on. So anyway, he lies and then he runs away, or he starts running away, and he immediately gets hit by a truck and dies. So Pinocchio's dead.
No, they were fighting over him.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Then how does he get in the road?
Geppetto and whatever his name is, they were pulling on either end of him.
Oh, and he just fell in the road?
The carnival guy lets go, and he got thrown back in front of the truck being driven by Ron Perlman.
Whatever, I don't care. He gets run over and dies.
Wow. Wow. I'm the callous one. Whatever, his kid died. Okay.
Somehow he ends up in the road and he gets hit by a truck and he's dead.
Yes.
And that's when it gets even weirder.
Yep.
Because there are these little rabbit pallbearers.
Cut to rabbit skeleton guys. Weird.
Yep. They've got his coffin. He's inside. He's like, hey, what's happened? What's going on?
They're like, did you hear something?
No, nothing.
He's dead, right? Yeah.
They go off. They start playing cards. He jumps out of his coffin. He's like, what am I doing here?
Which I don't get why they don't understand that he's dead or why he's saying stuff, because people that die, they talk down there too. Because later we see somebody that has died there. He's talking up a storm. Like, that apparently seems to be what happens to you there. That's kind of where you live now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The rules are a little flimsy in this movie. Which
yeah.
I also have trouble with him dying as a whole. How does he die? It doesn't make sense. Why would these things kill him? Like, I can kind of see getting hit. I actually can't see why getting hit. He doesn't have any organs. He doesn't have any brains. I can see if he got burned completely. Yeah. That would kill him. Other stuff, like, he's not going to drown.
Well, I mean, bits and pieces of him, I think, fell off, but I don't know.
But he lost his feet earlier.
He did.
And he was fine.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
So he goes into another room. Because they're like, you'll have to take it up with her. So he walks into the room. It's the creature that looks like the blue fairy. Yeah. The wood sprite. But it's the wood sprite's sister.
Yeah, it looks more like a griffin or something. Not a griffin.
Like a sphinx.
Sure, sphinx. Yeah, I don't know. Like that.
Anyway, so this is the fairy thing that is over the realm of the dead, I guess. He has a borrowed soul inside of him.
Yeah, which I'm guessing is Carlo's, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
And every time he dies, he will come back to this place for a waiting period. Yeah. And he has to wait for the sand in an hourglass to run out before he can go back. And each time that he gets killed, it's going to take longer for him to go back. Yeah. So he has to wait not very long because he doesn't even have a chance to like ask a question. He's like, well, while I'm waiting here, let me ask a question. And he's like, oh, nope, he's sucked back through. So he wakes back up in his body. Yeah. Ron Perlman's like, sweet, he doesn't die. Yeah, which is a problem. If he's burned, he's going to come back.
How's it going to come back? Yeah. The ashes are just going to start dancing around.
I guess so. I don't know.
That's my problem. I have a problem with this.
Yeah. So they're still arguing about him and the whole carnival thing. Because the guy's like, he signed a contract. Yeah. And he's like, he can't sign a contract. He doesn't even know how to write or whatever. He's like, nope, he signed right here. Yeah. It's this little smiley face sign.
Pinocchio's like,
yeah, I did that. And it's like, Pinocchio, you idiot. You could have gotten out of that. But whatever. So he signed a contract. So he's, if he doesn't perform, then Geppetto owes like 10,000 lira or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
And Geppetto's like, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
And then...
And Ron Perlman's like, hey, you need to be in the child military.
Military, yeah.
You're going to war, baby. You can't die. We can use you.
Yeah. So I guess since he does that, then that voids the contract or something.
Not really.
But not really.
Yeah, they're just gonna... He's gonna owe the guy money, and he's gonna be taken off to war. So Geppetto's in a bad way.
It makes no sense. So he takes Pinocchio back home. He tells him, Pinocchio's like, I'm not Carlo. I don't want to be Carlo.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I know you're not Carlo.
I know you're not Carlo. You're just a burden. Yep. And he's like, oh.
I know what burden means.
Yeah.
So, and his nose didn't grow, so he meant it.
He meant it. It's like, but his nose doesn't grow. That's not how it works for lives for humans. But
they really should have told him, like, hey, only your nose grows.
Yeah, yours is the only one that does this, so.
Sucks to be you, but that's how it is.
Yeah. So, he goes to bed, or he's lying in bed and everything. Geppetto's asleep already, and he's talking to the cricket, and the cricket's like, sometimes dads say things that they don't actually mean. They feel bad about it later and everything. Yeah. It's just a thing that humans do or whatever. It's like, wow, okay, it's
rough.
Exactly.
I mean, we all do that, though,
yeah, exactly.
to be fair.
So, since he feels like he's such a burden and everything, he's going to go to the carnival so that he can make money, send it back to Geppetto so that he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yep.
So, that's what he does. He goes back to the carnival and they leave town, like, immediately. Geppetto goes out to find him and...
He trapped Jiminy in a glass on a table with a hammer on it. So, of course, Jiminy pushes the glass and everything off of there, and the hammer handle lands on him.
Of course.
Crushes him again, yeah.
But Geppetto goes looking for him. And meanwhile, he's going to all these towns. He's performing. He's being used for fascist propaganda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It starts evolving. Their message is more fascist. Yeah. As the war starts and everything.
Yeah.
Candlewick gets sent off to the child soldiers.
Yes. And then he finds out that he's going to be performing for Mussolini himself.
Yeah.
So Volpe is very excited about this.
Yeah, he has a lot of pictures of himself with Mussolini.
Yeah, so it's like him in a crowd and Mussolini's like on stage somewhere and he's like, yeah, I'm with that guy. It's like, that's not how it works. See, he's over there. Yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be a big performance. Meanwhile, Geppetto is still looking for him. They find this weird captain of a ship, like ship captain.
Little tugboat, yeah.
And this was Tom Kenny, the guy who does the voice of SpongeBob. Yeah,
that's right.
So,
and doesn't he also do Mussolini's voice?
I don't know.
I think maybe he does. Like, man, wide range there. SpongeBob and Mussolini.
Oh, goodness. So, anyway, they take his boat out. There are all these mines everywhere. All of these...
Yeah, in the water. Depth charges.
At one point, a bird lands on one.
Yep, lands right on the pin.
The bird's gone.
Blows it up. Yep.
So they're talking he and Sebastian are talking about sons, and so he's like, okay, this is my chance. I'm going to sing this song about my father. So he starts singing that song, and then Monstro comes and swallows him.
Yep.
So he doesn't get to finish the song.
Yep.
So before the performance for Mussolini, Pinocchio is backstage with the other puppets, and the monkey.
Spazzatura, yeah.
Is the one who does the voices for the puppets, but doesn't talk himself.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's real weird.
Only does the voices for puppets.
Yeah.
And is telling him, Volpe isn't actually sending money back to your dad and all this stuff.
And he likes Spazzatura, not you. Y'all aren't friends. Spazzatura's his best friend.
Yeah.
So he's jealous of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
He's the star now.
Yeah. So
to be fair, that's a really talented monkey.
That is a very talented
monkey should be like center stage.
That monkey, I absolutely hated at first because that monkey is ugly.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. If you're ugly, we hate you.
I don't like you.
That is Krista's message
it's just,
to everybody out there.
It's really weird looking.
It's lucky that I'm so hot. So
it's really weird looking, and I didn't like it. But then it grew on me.
It was mean. It was mean.
It was mean too. Yeah. And then it starts later on. It starts being nicer.
You can see that he's been mistreated.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, I get it now.
He's in a bad spot.
And then by the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, I like that monkey. Yep.
Hey, buddy. Yeah.
So anyway, he's mad at Volpe because he's like, you're not sending my dad money when you said you would and all this stuff. I'm just not going to perform for Mussolini. Anyway, he's like, no, you're going to do it.
You're going to do it, and I'm going to chop off your nose a little bit there just to let you know what's going on.
Yep. So... Unfortunately, he's going to have to perform for Mussolini. Mussolini shows up. He's so short. He's
pretty tall, actually.
No, he's like the tiniest little guy.
He's towering.
He's almost. Like shorter than the children that are at the carnival.
Those children are giants, actually. I don't know if you knew this. So he's actually a normal sized person. It's very tall. And it was the way the camera shot at it.
No.
Yeah. Because Mussolini's 5'7", and most normal people are 5'7" also.
He was so tiny.
And
why did they make him so tiny?
5'7" is actually considered tall most places.
He was teeny tiny. He was like pocket size.
I hate you so much.
I'm just talking about in this movie. I'm just
talking about Mussolini.
In real life, he was normal. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Anyway, the show must go on.
Being mean, I'm sorry.
Talking about this show.
So yeah, the show starts. Pinocchio starts singing a song about poop.
Yeah. Yeah, he changes the lyrics to the song.
Yep.
He's like, Mussolini smells farts.
There's a little poop puppet that comes out.
Like, where did they get the poop puppet? Spencer Tourist is making a poop puppet back there.
So. Mussolini's like, I don't like this puppet. Kill it.
You know what? I'm not digging it. Yeah.
So he has him shot.
Yeah.
So he's dead again.
Which again, how would shooting him kill him? I don't get it.
I don't know. So he's dead. He's back at the place. He has to come back. And when he comes back, he is with the Podesta. Yeah. In the back of a car or a truck, whatever, with all the other kids.
Mm-hmm. He's in the child soldier now.
So how did he... Did he just go, I'm just going to take this dead puppet and take it with me? And nobody questioned it?
Podesta was there, wasn't he? At least Candlewick was. Because everybody was in town to see.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah. So he probably just grabbed him from there.
But I mean, how did he get away with it? Because Volpe, he wouldn't have let him take him.
You're not going to tell Mussolini, no. Like, Podesta.
But I mean, he would be like, well, he's dead. And then Volpe would just take him.
I don't...
Instead of just letting the Podesta
Or Podesta would have just taken him. And she'd be like, oh, you want to let Mussolini decide this?
Because, I mean, they both know that he comes back. Because it's your puppet you had
sing this song about how he likes poop and smells farts and all this.
I don't know.
He's lucky he didn't die, to be
Well, I think they actually did say, and burn the place down. Yeah. Shoot the puppet and burn the place down.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it seems like he would have taken it and ran, but... Because he did get Spezzatori out. Yep. Spezzatura out, so I don't know. Anyway, so he's off with the soldiers, and he's like, you'll be the perfect soldier because you can't die. So they go off to this little camp. They're playing war games, which war games is paintball.
Yeah. With confetti grenades? Like, what was the point of those?
I don't know.
You can't mark anything with confetti.
You can mark where it went off, but that's not going to mark, like, people with it.
Unless it's, like, glitter glitter confetti, because that stuff, you can't get rid of that. That stuff's on you for years.
I was going to say, you can't get rid of it. You're never going to be able to play with glitter confetti bombs again, or grenades again, because you're still going to have the glitter on from last time.
You're automatically out. Yeah.
But anyway, he and Candlewick are on opposite teams. They have to be the first to raise their flag. And he and Candlewick had a moment the night before. Yeah. Because basically Podesta was like, this is the perfect soldier. No living child can be as good as this one. It's like, even my child, basically. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, well.
He's like, cool, y'all aren't afraid to die, right? Y'all are cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all may be kids, but you have the hearts of men. Ready to die, baby, for your country.
Yeah, they're like, who's afraid to die? Pinocchio's like, me. He's the only one.
Yeah.
He's like, awkward.
Candlewick he's pretty much says he's scared, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pinocchio tries to talk him through it, that his dad may have called him a coward, but they say things sometimes. Exactly. They don't mean it.
They don't mean it. They regret it later.
Means it.
Oh, yeah, he means it. He's a jerk.
Yeah, he's the worst. He's not a good guy.
No. So they decide, they get to the top of the tower where they're supposed to be raising their flags. And they kind of fight about it at first, but then they start laughing and everything. Because they're having fun together. They're just two kids playing games. So they raise up both of the flags together. Yeah. And they're like, we tied, we did it. They're like so happy. And Podesta's like, no.
Really? So you think?
Is that how you think war goes? That there are ties in war? It's like, that's not how it goes. He's like, gives Candlewick an actual gun and is like, shoot him.
Shoot the puppet.
Shoot the puppet. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, of course, before anything can really happen, they get attacked. There are planes. They start dropping bombs everywhere. Obviously, Podesta's dead. Everybody should be dead there.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Candlewick and Pinocchio kind of fight against Podesta. And, like, Candlewick shoots him in the face with a paintball. Yeah. Because Podesta's going to shoot the puppet himself for some reason. Throws Candlewick in a trench. Like, he's messed up. But then that paint gets him, like, tangled in a net, and then a bomb just comes straight for him. So he's dead. Candlewick apparently is alive still. Yeah, and Pinocchio. Pinocchio gets, like, rocketed out of there. Yes. But Candlewick's fine. He was right next to him. Yeah, I don't understand. I guess that trench really saved him. I guess so. Yeah. Pinocchio. So Pinocchio gets rocketed out of there and lands like near the water. And somebody shows up. Yeah. And we were like, Podesta's dead. There's no way that's it. Ain't him. If he's back, I'm going to lose him. There's no way. It's Volpe. Yes. He somehow found them, somehow got close enough. I don't know how you get that close to a military base. Like, without getting killed.
And just happened to be, like, right there as he hit that one spot.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, I got you back now. He puts him up on the crucifix, basically.
Yeah,
like, what?
Crucifies him.
What is happening here?
Yep, remember the little Jesus thing? There you go. He's back, baby.
And so he's like, and I'm going to set you on fire. Why?
I don't know.
You still have the contract.
Yeah. Just
go somewhere that Mussolini isn't, and
maybe yeah, I guess so.
Go to Austria or something.
Sure. No. It's, yeah.
So
a lot of this movie doesn't really make sense.
Anyway, he tries to set him on fire, but Spazzatura saves him.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't let you do this, basically, and attacks Volpe. They both fall. Volpe hits the rocks.
Yes,
and
we see it.
It's like, oh, he's dead. He's like dead.
Yeah, like they don't allude to him in the rocks.
No.
Or maybe he didn't. No, see him.
He's donezo.
Yep, just crushed on that rock.
Spazzatura falls also, but falls into the water.
Yeah.
And Pinocchio jumps in. Right?
I think so.
Or falls in.
I think because they're on the cross the next time.
Yeah, he's still kind of tied to it. So he falls in, though. But the next we see them, they're floating together. So Spazzatura's fine.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, now I like the monkey.
Yeah.
The monkey's cool.
He stood up for Pinocchio.
I'm good with his monkey.
The doll I don't really like anyway, but still. That monkey's got a good heart.
This monkey's good. And then they get eaten by Monstro.
Yep. They think it's an island. They're getting closer, and it's Monstro.
And now it's like, okay, now we are back to the regular
Pinocchio. I recognize this.
There's no more weird Mussolini fascist stuff.
Yeah.
So we have we've hit the turning point. Oh my gosh.
Home stretch, baby.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So of course they find Geppetto and Sebastian there. They're in a little boat.
Yeah.
The boat that they were in before. Don't know what happened to that captain. I guess he's dead. He jumped off.
out.
That's right. Yeah. He jumped over the side. So
they're able to catch fish to stay alive because crickets eat fish apparently.
Instead of fish eating crickets. Yeah, sure. So yeah, they're fine. They're doing okay. We see also that this whale ate a lighthouse.
Yes, ate a whole lighthouse.
That means ate a whole island.
Yeah,
or
pretty
a piece of land that the lighthouse is attached to.
Yeah.
How?
Who knows?
How? I don't understand.
Yeah, none of it makes sense.
So yeah, there's a lighthouse down there.
Yes.
It's real weird. But they realize that they can go out through the blowhole, of course, because that's how blowholes work.
Yeah, of course.
So they climb to the top of the lighthouse because it's close to the blowhole. And Pinocchio has to lie to make his nose grow so that they can make their way across.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is Pinocchio going to get across? And you were like, they could just pull him over by his nose. He's attached
to his nose. But that's
not what they do.
Yeah.
But also, if they did that, they would have to pull the tree, basically. He had a whole freaking tree out of his nose. That's going to get lodged in that blowhole.
Break it off once it's close. Break off some limbs, bro.
Break off a piece of that Pinocchio nose.
Exactly. Let's go.
I guess so. But they broke it off at the end and he walks across it.
Yeah. But he severs his own nose. Yeah.
Yeah. But he and Geppetto don't quite make it.
Yeah.
So they fall.
down.
But as they're falling, that's when the whale is about to sneeze. So,
yeah. They catch that air current up there.
Yeah. So they all get sneezed out the blowhole.
Yeah. Not gross at all.
I was like, this looks disgusting. I don't like this. I do not like that whale the way it looked.
It was a gross whale.
That was gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they all get blown out of there.
Pinocchio's able to get himself onto a mine.
Yes.
Not like that's dangerous.
Yeah. The others are all together on like a piece of wood or something.
Yeah, some driftwood there.
And the whale is not happy about this.
Yeah.
So comes after
why.
him.
Like, why?
I don't know either. He's just vengeful.
He ate a lighthouse. They shouldn't matter to him.
Yeah. It's not like he was even digesting them. You know?
Right. They've probably been annoying him mostly. Because they've just been sitting inside, in there. Yeah.
Eating all the fish that he's been trying to eat.
Yeah, he's getting no nourishment.
Because they're just eating all the fish.
Everything.
So anyway, he's mad for some reason. He goes after him. He goes after Pinocchio, though. And swallows him and the mine.
Yeah.
The mine is like stuck dangling at the back of its throat, basically.
Yeah. Because Pinocchio's able to grab the tooth. The chain gets wrapped around his tooth. And the mine's at the back of his throat.
Yeah. And then it starts going after the others. And Spazzatura jumps off this boat and starts using his little monkey tail, I guess, as like
a little motor.
As a propeller.
Yeah. He's flying, baby.
Like,
they're going.
Don't think that's how that works, but okay. So, yeah, they're trying to get away. And just as they're like right there at the mouth, Pinocchio grabs the mine.
Yeah. Sets it off.
And it explodes.
Yeah.
The whale, which kills Pinocchio, of course.
Yes.
And Geppetto is like drowning. So Pinocchio is back at the waiting place, whatever.
Yep.
And the spirit there is like, well, you can't go back until the sand runs out of the hourglass. And then says, but then tells him, you can go back early if you break the glass.
Break the rules, break the laws.
Break the rules.
Yeah.
But it'll make you mortal.
Yeah.
And so he does it so that he can go back and save Geppetto.
He's gotta understand the value of death, basically, to become a real boy.
Yeah. So
he's like, I can come back whenever I want. Everything's cool.
Exactly.
But the people around you can't. You don't know when your last moment is with them.
Yep. So he breaks the glass. He goes back. He saves Geppetto. And he dies.
Yeah. He drowns. Which doesn't make any sense. He's wood.
He's wood. He would float.
Yes, he would. He would float, exactly. How is he drowning? Doesn't make sense.
Oh, man.
They might as well have all just jumped on his body.
He does have a bullet hole in him somewhere, so...
Yeah, I guess he has those nails holding him down. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
No. So, of course, Geppetto is very sad about this. The blue fairy shows up again and is like...
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, I can't do anything.
He chose to be mortal to save you.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool, huh?
It was his choice. Yeah. So, yep. But Sebastian is like, wait a minute. You told me that if I made him a good boy, that you would give me a wish. I want my wish. Because she's like, did you make him into a good boy? And he's like, yes. I think so.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, you get your wish. So Sebastian wishes him back to life.
Yeah.
And I guess this means that he can still die later and everything.
Yeah.
He can come back from the dead as many times as he needs to again.
No, I think
he was just real careful after that.
He was just real careful after that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure because he doesn't age or anything.
Yeah, he doesn't age.
That's why he can live so long. But yeah, he's mortal though.
Okay, because it doesn't really go into it because the blue fairy does the exact same thing that she did before.
That is true. Yeah,
and it doesn't really explain it.
Yeah,
well,
it doesn't.
So anyway, he's alive though again, and they go back home. They live their lives. Geppetto dies. Sebastian dies, but he's still narrating.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Geppetto's gonna die. I get it.
Yeah, because it shows him he's in a wheelchair and everything. And he's in bed. It's like, okay, he's gonna die.
That's probably the end of it. It's like, oh, and he found me by the window, dead.
And I'm like,
what?
He died too?
Why?
And so, so Geppetto dies. It shows him, he's in the bed. He dies. He just disappears. I was like, oh, so he just became one with the Force, I guess. Didn't realize he was a Jedi, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But then, Sebastian dies.
And they're taking him up the hill to bury him.
No, they don't bury Sebastian. Or they're going to go visit him. They don't bury Sebastian.
Oh, yeah, he puts him inside of himself.
He puts him in a matchbox inside of the hole in his heart, basically, so that he can live in him forever.
Still kind of weird.
Real weird.
Yeah.
He's going to have bugs eating this dead grasshopper inside of him. But that's how you get bugs.
He's going to get termites.
So they're walking, he shows them they're walking up to Geppetto's grave.
They're going to go visit the graves. And Carlo's.
Yeah, and Carlo. And you see Spazzatura just disappear also. It's like, they killed him too!
Like, stop killing everybody. You don't have to kill everybody.
You could just end it.
Yeah,
you could just end it.
It's tough enough with Geppetto dying, and then we're killing everybody.
We're killing everybody. Sebastian is still doing he's still talking.
Yeah.
He's still doing voiceover.
Yeah.
They go up, and then, of course, Pinocchio is putting flowers on a grave or whatever. It's Spazzatura's grave. Yeah. So it's like they're all just buried there together.
Everybody's dead.
And then he just walks off into the sunset.
Yeah,
Pinocchio.
They're like, he lived a long life. Everybody knew him, and he had adventures or something. I don't know. But.
I don't know. And it's basically like he never died, kind of, or nobody knows if he died or not, or something. It's like
maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Great.
So this wooden puppet is just walking around.
Yep.
Being weird.
Just I don't know how people are taking this so easily, but
I don't know.
Here we are.
And then it like shows like a pine cone that is on the tree and then it falls.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where did that tree come from?
Maybe they planted another one.
I guess they had to have because...
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he planted one when Geppetto died.
Maybe he did.
I don't know.
But then we see Sebastian Cricket with those little skeleton rabbit things.
Yeah.
They're playing cards.
Yeah. So he's having a good time.
Yeah. And then he finally gets to sing his song.
Yep.
And that's the credits.
That's the credits.
And it was like a very upbeat song. And I'm like, how are you being so upbeat right now? Everybody just died.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird. It was a weird movie.
It was weird, for sure. It's definitely not my favorite Del Toro movie.
I don't know if I have a favorite.
I like Pan's Labyrinth. That was good. You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
I really liked it.
I don't know. I can't remember what else he's done.
What's the Kaiju Pacific Rim? That was fine.
Never watched it.
It wasn't terrible. I didn't see the second one. But he at least does interesting things. I appreciate that. His movies are a little different at least.
Yeah.
And this one was definitely a little different. But it was also just like, I just really did never really like Pinocchio. He didn't really ever make the turn for me to where I'm like, felt bad about him dying. Like, okay, he's still just really yelling at me all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm old now and I don't like people yelling all the time. Unless it's me. I don't know.
I guess my favorite of his movies is probably Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy's good. Yeah.
So I forgot that he did Hellboy.
Yeah.
But I was like, what else? I know he works a lot with Ron Perlman.
Oh, yeah.
And with Doug Jones, who, you know, I love Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Billy Butcherson!
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, he works a lot with them. And I was like, but what else is Ron Perlman, what has he done? But yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he won for, like, The Shape of Water.
Yeah, never saw that.
Never did either.
He did that PT, that video game, like, demo that's, like, really good, scary.
Oh.
Did you never play that?
No.
Did you never hear about it?
I don't play scary games.
Yeah, but did you never hear about it? It was like,
I heard about
huge.
it.
Okay.
I don't want to play it, though. I don't like scary games. It was so
good. You can't play it anymore unless you play like a mod that's not exactly the same. But it's like, it's really good. And it was like supposed to be a new Silent Hill game with Walking Dead guy. What's his name?
It's Daryl in the show, but I can't think of his actual name.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it. And I got really excited for it, and then they immediately canceled it, basically. It was like, oh, okay, cool. But man, that demo, loved it. Scared the crap out of me. Anywho, I was going to look and see if there's anything. Oh, he did the Blade 2 movie?
Yeah, I don't do scary games. I bought Outlast. That was the name of it.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up gifting it to somebody because I was like, I'm not going to play this.
Yeah, that had some scares in it, too. That's pretty fun. Well, anyway... Let's get to our snack then for this week, which with all the talk of hot chocolate and everything.
Oh my god, they talked about hot chocolate so much. We don't have something hot chocolate, but we do have.
Pretty close.
Yeah, close as we can get.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hershey's Kisses Milklicious.
Milklicious.
It is. It has creamy chocolate milk filling. So
pretty close.
Yeah, close as we could get without actually making hot chocolate.
Yes.
Plus, this is something we already had.
My worry is that they won't be much different from regular Kisses.
Milkier.
Guess it's softer.
Tastes a little more like dairy milk chocolate.
Yeah, they're good. But it's not really that much different to where I'm like, would rate them any different than a regular Hershey's Kiss. They may be a little more truffly.
I feel like they're a little creamier, but that's pretty
a
much
little smoother. Now I wish we had regular Hershey's to try next to them. It's a control group. I ain't mad at it.
No, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I could eat that whole bag. We did get the shareable bag, so guess we're gonna have to share it now that we both like it.
What are you gonna rate it?
I think I'm gonna give it like a 9. I like it a lot.
Wow. I was gonna go 8. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I just wish, I don't know what I wanted from that. Maybe I wanted liquid chocolate milk to come out. Just pour it in my mouth, but that doesn't make any logistical sense. No. I don't think you can do that. So, yeah, I think the fault's with me on this one. Well, all right. So what is your favorite version of Pinocchio? The old one? The skitty 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 movie? Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks. I don't know. Let us know on trivia, on Twitter at Having Fun Cast, or on Facebook at Having Fun Pod.
Or is your favorite Pinocchio the one with Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Anyway.
Or that really weird one with Roberto Benigni
where he's
got real
Pinocchio.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of different versions. So let us.
Or the Drew Carey one.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one. Wow.
I forgot too.
Yikes.
Thank you for bringing that back to me.
Anyway, let us know at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
So go have fun, skitty, 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 and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.